Got a viewer that's been inquiring about picking up one of my old SL2000s. I've got two of them, and I don't know that I want to sell them, but I guess if the price was right, I would let one of them go. Well, check them out to see whether they're working. I haven't touched these things in years. I have no idea whether they work or not. I think I checked one of them over about 10 years ago, but I haven't touched them since, so we're going to drag them out and see if they work. This time I've got an old SL2000 Betamax, portable Betamax on the bench, and the only reason why this is on my bench is because there's somebody who's been bugging me wanting to buy it. It's mine, and I don't have any need for it, so if I can get it to work, I'll certainly cut it loose, as I don't need it. But I don't know if it works. So we're going to see whether it does. That part works. That's a good sign. I actually have two of these. And I don't know whether either one of them works. But we'll find out. I'm just going to throw a beta tape in here and see whether this thing works. Maybe it works. That would be great if it did. But if it didn't, we'll see if we can get it to work. Okay, first things first. And I don't know if this machine works or not, but if not, we're going to try to get it going. Well, that part works. Oh, this thing actually might work. It works. Incredible. Well, let's grab another one and see if it works. Actually, the first one I showed you was my old one. This is the one that was given to me. And this one doesn't play. So, let's pull this apart and see whether it's something simple or whether it's something that's not so simple. Alright, so first things first, let's pop the top off and see why it's not playing. Is it just bad heads? Maybe. See, this one says AB on the back because that's the guy's initials that gave it to me. He gave me his camera as well with it. Okay, take the side off. This top should lift off. If I remember, I haven't taken one of these apart in like forever, so I don't remember exactly how they come apart. It should just pop open. It does. If you hit it on the side, it will open up. And then we have to just kind of lift it up this way and unplug the battery connector for the battery for when it was used as a port. I can't remember. I can't fathom carrying something like this around on one shoulder and a camera on the other. And we used to do that. Plug it in. And we'll load a tape and see what it does. Looks like dirty heads is what it looks like. Let's try the old fingernail technique. First of all, check the tracking control. It's set in the center. Alright, back side of the fingernail, just up between the tape and the head, very lightly. Look at that. Look at that. It's playing. Well, it's not playing right. We'll try another tape. It's like it's not playing the control track. But for a machine that's over 40 years old and hasn't been used in probably 40 years, it's actually not doing too bad. It's not reading the control track. You can see it. Is it my control that's bad? Sometimes the tracking controls went bad and they caused that. So let's just see whether it's the tracking control itself that's causing it. We'll just try turning it a bit. See whether it'll clean up. I think it might be that control is dirty. See, if I roll it over to one side, it's stable. It's just not tracking. But right in that middle position there, it might be the control. Of course, it could be anything on this. It could be a cracked board for that matter. I should also check just to see if the audio control head needs to be cleaned, because I've never checked this thing, so for all I know the head's dirty. And it could very well be that the head is dirty. Let's just take a look and see. Okay, so the control head is right down here. Somewhere in here. Where is it? That's right down here. Control track on the bottom and the audio on the top. Again, opposite of 3/4 inch, because 3/4 inch had the audio tracks on the bottom and the control track on the top. The attraction of these machines is they're a 4-motor system, 5-motor system. Threading motor, drum motor, capstan motor, take up and supply reel motors. And oh, look at that. There's a piece of a gear that's broken. I can see a piece of a gear. I know what it's from. It's what dampens the tape. The little plastic gear is broken in two. I can see it sitting here on the chassis, so we'll just get that out of here. That was the tape cassette damper, and it meshed up with this one here at the side, and it had a sticky grease on it to slow it down. Extra parts, as they say. Start it up again, see whether it tracks any better now. Could be a tension error too. This uses a feedback. This is there's a little, I think there's a Hall effect sensor on the back, and there's a magnet on the end of this little arm, and this is used to adjust the back tension. You'll see the tape tension change when I touch it. That controls the tension of this motor, providing the back tension. So it's all electronic, nothing mechanical on here. Again, just more things to go wrong. Seems to be playing pretty good now. This is probably not the best tape to play, as this is a Super Beta tape, and this machine is not a Super Beta machine. It's a standard Betamax, so it's probably not the best tape. That's me turning the tracking control. It's probably not the best tape to try to play on here, just because of interchangeability issues. Super Beta, of course, was designed to play back on regular Betamax machines, but with not 100% compatibility because of the shift of the carrier frequency. The first shift was done when they shifted it up to put in Beta Hi-Fi, and then they shifted it again for Super Beta. So with the carrier shift, this is also a Super Beta tape. The carrier shift, it made it harder to track, or shouldn't say track, but there was a little bit of overmodulation when you tried to play a Super Beta tape on a non-Super Beta machine. Just rewind this tape a bit. This was my Sony training seminar on Super Beta that I recorded on one of these machines. Actually, the first one we saw, the SL2000, is mine, that looks like it's been beat up. The cabinet's all cracked and stuff. That was what made that recording, or the recording on this tape, with an HVC 2800. Nice and quiet on rewind, again because it's got direct drive motors. The SL2500 home deck was the same transport as this, and as was the SL2700. What the heck is going on? Why did that tension go up like that? Well, it was rewinding it, just the tension went way up. It could be the upper drum is shiny. That might be why it's struggling. I haven't even looked at it. I don't think this one's ever been done. Oh, head's clogged. That's better. Alright, the sound turned down. It has a picture. Just want to take a look at the upper drum surface and see if it's shiny. Because when they get shiny, they start doing weird things. Oh, it's a little bit. It's not bad. It's certainly not shiny, like as shiny as some of them. That's for sure. But you can see a bit of wear on that upper drum. You can see it. See the wear on here. So the wear on the upper drum can cause tape slap. It's not really that bad on this one. Like, I've seen them in a lot worse shape than this. So this machine's working okay. It's got a picture. That tracking control might need attention at some point, but I don't know that I know there's a fellow that wants to buy these from me. You know, maybe he thinks he's gonna get a hell of a deal on one, but the situation that I'm faced with before I sell a Beta machine to anybody is that. And this is what I have to consider before I unload any of my machines that I've got. This has got a good head drum in it. It's got a good upper drum. It's got a good head disc. It's a two-header, but it's still, the heads are good. Okay? That's a part you can't buy. Obsolete. I got a good machine here with a good head. I've got a good audio control head. The most important thing, though, is that it has a good pinch roller. And I can get $100 for a pinch roller for one of these machines. In fact, I have got $100 for pinch rollers because this one's in really good shape. Like, it looks like it's got no hours on it at all. Like literally, it's like new. and I know where this machine came from. So that's my little Beta SL2000. I've got two of these machines. I know there's a fellow that was asking me to check it out for him because he's interested in buying it. I mean, it's working. Anyway, I don't know. I'll have to mull it over. At least whether I'm going to sell this machine or not, or even the other one. As you say, as I was mentioning before, the dilemma I am in with Beta machines is that I've got a few myself. I use them for archiving tapes, and I don't want to get rid of machines that I can pick parts off of to fix other machines, because even though the head drum on this, even though it's only a 2-head machine, this will still go into a 3-head machine, no problem. It just won't have slow motion, right? The head drum can be retrofit onto any of these machines that use this style of drum, which all the 711, 711B, 711B2, they all use the same basic chassis. So, that's where I stand. Is I don't know if I want to sell it or not, but oh well. I'll speak to the guy that's interested in one, see what he's thinking, what he's prepared to pay for it, because I have to look at what are the parts in here worth to me. Because if I get rid of it, I've lost a machine that I would just use as a donor. I would never use this to record or play, right? I wouldn't use this as a playback machine for archiving. Not a snowball's chance. I have much better machines for that. SLHF 400, for example, SLHF 600, SLHF 900, SLHF 1000. I got much better machines for playback than this. I could use the lower drum. The stator from this, I think, would fit in my SLHF 900. My 900 works, except for it's got a dead spot where if the drum stops in one specific place, it won't start unless you give it a turn. If it stops anywhere else, it's fine. But in one spot, if it stops in one spot, it won't kick. It's fun because one of the FG, not the FG, one of the Hall effect sensors on the actual rotor, the stator assembly, is bad. So I could take the stator assembly off this and put it on that one because I think it's the same. So anyway, I don't know. SL2000 is working, and all it needed to do was clean the heads, which is pretty incredible considering that this thing has been sitting around since 1982. The guy that bought this, he used to use it out on his boat, and he bought it when this first came out, which would have been around early 80s, I guess, 81. I don't know what year this is. Is there a date on it? I don't know if there's a date on this one or not. Does it say? It's 10379 is the serial number. Mine's 163. And this one's 103. But I'm going to say probably 1981 maybe. I don't remember what year these came out. Was it 1980? I don't remember. I remember I got mine in, I bought mine used, and I got mine in 83, I think is when I bought mine. I bought mine used. And the person that had mine, they bought a Beta movie, a BMC 110. And the guy that owned this, he bought a Beta movie as well. When the Beta movie came out, he bought a Beta movie. He used this then at home to play his tapes for a while. But it probably, well, I've had this thing probably for, I think he gave it to me probably 15 years ago, something like that. It's just been sitting in storage. And today is the first day I plugged it in. And all it needed was the heads to be cleaned. But I know it's really low hours, and that's evident from the pinch roller. I mean, it looks like it's new. So I don't know what to do on this thing, whether I should sell it or whether I should keep it. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to keep it just because it's got a bunch of parts in it that I could use. Okay, so I've got it back together, and as you can see, the picture is working. Control the tracking control.
The way it does that, of course, is through its control output jack at the back.
I think that's a bit of interference from the plasma that we're getting on those lines in the picture that you see in the bottom. That's just interference from the plasma. I'll go back to the other tape. This is a super beta tape. We'll see how it plays. And that one's playing okay as well. I'll go back to my tape for my camera. There it is, playing the tape back that I recorded at the Vancouver Aquarium on my GCS1 beta movie, super beta movie, and it's playing a super beta tape. About as well as I can expect it to play a super beta tape. There'll be a bit of overmodulation, but yeah, it's working. So now both of these machines are working, and all I had to do on this one was clean the heads and all I had to do was clean the heads and just work the tracking control back and forth a few times because it was getting kind of stuck. It's got a anyway, that's it. This one's fixed. Say the other one also is working okay. So I got two of these SL2000 now. As I said, I got a guy that's interested in buying one from me. I don't know that I really want to sell them just because of the parts scarcity. I've got two machines that are fully working that I can steal parts off of if I need to fix another one, and that's where I'm at right now. You know, it's a dilemma. Should I sell it or should I keep it for parts? What do you guys think? I guess if I was offered enough for it, I might cut one of them free, but probably the other one. But I'll have to think about that anyway. Thanks for watching. Look at the old classic beta machine, and all I had to do was clean it after all these years. Thanks for watching.